welcome back to Golden Prairie Community Church Kid Time. We're here again today to learn something more about God. We've already talked about how He's omnipotent, He's all-powerful, He's omniscient, He is all-knowing, He's omnipresent, He's everywhere, and that includes every time. Today we're going to learn something more about Him. And we're going to look at something from the Bible. In Genesis chapter 1, we learn right from the beginning. It says, chapter 1, verse 1 says, "In the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth." You know what that means? It means God made everything. He made the world. He made the stars. He made the entire universe with the billions and billions and billions of galaxies. He made everything on the earth. He made the water. He made the land. He made the air. He made the birds. He made all the animals. He made all the fish. And when He was done with all that, He made people. And He started by making a man, and He called him Adam. You know what the name Adam means? Man. Pretty easy name to remember. And from Adam, He made a woman named Eve. And you know what Eve means? No, not woman. It means life giver. Because Adam said she will be the mother of all the living. And every human being that lives on this entire world and ever has lived on this entire world, the Bible says come from Adam and Eve. And God took this couple, everything was perfect, and put them in this beautiful garden He called the Garden of Eden. It was gorgeous. It had anything you'd want to eat in it. It was full of beautiful things. And He said, you take care of the garden. It meant they had to work a bit, but there was none of the hard work. There was no thorns and thistles. There's no weeds. They just had the fun part of gardening and putting things together. And so they could eat whatever they want, whenever they wanted. It was absolutely perfect. And they were perfect. Their bodies weren't going to die. They never stubbed their toes. They never hurt anything. We can't even imagine what it would be like to be in something perfect. But that's what God made to start off with. And God Himself came down and visited with them. They had a really good relationship. They were friends with God. He'd come and talk with them, and they'd talk with Him. And it was perfect. Now there was one tree in the garden that God said, don't eat from that tree. It had beautiful fruit on it. But God says, there's that one tree. Just that one tree. Everything else is fine. Just that one tree, don't eat. Now we can look at that and go, that's not fair. How come God told them not to eat of that tree? Does He have the right to do that? That's a really important question, and it teaches us something else about God. God is sovereign. S-O-V-E-R-E-I-G-N. Sovereign. Now, what does sovereign mean? It's not the gold coins that the pirates used to steal. That's a different kind of sovereign. Sovereign means possessing supreme or ultimate power. It means God's in charge. God's completely in charge of the world. He's completely in charge of the people. He's completely in charge of you and me. We might not like that idea of somebody being in charge of us. Does God have the right to be in charge of us? Let me show you something. This is a cross stitch that I've been working on. It's going to be two deer. One's almost done except for his face and his antlers. The others have got to be done. And all the rest will be done. It's got thousands of stitches in it. I'm about a quarter done of it, a bit more. And I've been working on it for a year and a half. Here's a pair of scissors. Do I have the right to chop it up? Don't worry, I'm not going to. Yeah, actually, I would have. If I decided to, I'd have the right to chop it up. Why? I made it. What about somebody else? Would anybody else have the right to come in here and chop it up? No. Why not? It's not theirs. They didn't make it. They didn't put all the work into it. It's not theirs. They can't wreck it. God made us. He made every human being who's ever lived. And that means He has the right to be in charge of us as well. Just like he told Adam and Eve, don't eat of that one tree, he has the right to say, this is what's right, this is what's wrong. He's got the right to be in charge of us. So, what did Adam and Eve do? Oh, we got to do that another day. In the meantime, did you want your very own Bible? If you don't have a Bible and you want one, just contact Pastor Rod and we'll get you a Bible. We'll see you next time.